What's going on, Sports Wars? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost and GeeksGamers.com, and for years, ESPN has been trying to focus on anything but what happens on the field or on the court. They want to talk about social justice, they want to talk about identity politics, and they want to use their network to push left-wing political talking points. You cannot argue that. You can't sit there with a straight face and watch ESPN for longer than 30 minutes to an hour and say, oh, well, yeah, they just love talking about sports. No, everyone realizes that's not what it's about anymore. And as a result, ESPN ratings have absolutely cratered because that's not what people want to listen to. And now someone has their sights focused on exposing ESPN for their double standards and their racism, and that's Project Veritas. ESPN employees discuss toxic racist workplace with Project Veritas. Now there's an entire, I think it's 16 minutes. I think that's what it is. No, 9 minutes, 10-minute video. We're not going to watch the entire thing because obviously that's over on Project Veritas. You can go check them out for sure if you want to watch this entire thing. But I do think we should watch the 2-minute stinger that we have here with some recaps from the big things. Let's take a listen.
Is Sports Center.
I mean, I'm in there. Sometimes I tell people I work for ESPN and Disney.
Yeah, it has different connotations now.
Yeah, it's sad.
It's a global entity of forced thought.
So I'm Trevor Adams. I'm a studio operator for ESPN. I came to you guys because I want to say ever since I started with ESPN, I've just witnessed lots of discrimination, racism.
I mean, just blatantly racist. Just blatantly like.
And if you don't see this, this is Alyssa Lang. I know it kind of blows it up so you can't quite see, but this is Alyssa Lang, ESPN reporter, who's saying this right now. Listen to what she says next.
Complaining to me that we have 3 white hosts. Do I not deserve to be here?
As we just saw with the Maria Taylor and Rachel Nichols situation.
Exactly. And like I said, at the end of the day, they're choosing between us and social media reaction.
So they are listening to social media when they decide who to hire and who to fire. If an outraged Twitter mob comes after them and says you need to give this black person a job, that's exactly what they do. You need to fire this white person, that's exactly what they will do. This is ESPN.
Not in the social business.
Like, especially with the Black Lives Matter thing, they dove into that to try to be like a face for it all.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it kind of backlashed because now they have to do it for everything.
I went way into it. Not even just the bullshit, but also, for me, the racial shit that they have to do all the time.
This company has set it up where you can't say anything because immediately they turn it around and scream racism.
I figured, hey, let's just send an email to the head of the company.
So these are all people that work at ESPN that are saying these things behind the scenes. Obviously, that's what Project Veritas does. They get a hidden camera in there. They talk to people who are actually working there and get them to open up. Now, this gentleman, who was a studio operator, sent an email basically addressing all these concerns, addressing the jab mandates, addressing the clear racial discrimination that goes on at this company.
That's email the whole company.
One of the things I did want to speak to you about is there's a comment there that
this is a guy from Disney HR. Disney HR, who's on the line and a Zoom meeting probably with Trevor Adams.
It says, come see what happens. It says, 9:30 is the deadline, come see what happens. And obviously, I wanted to understand what you meant by that comment.
So we had this meeting, and then 2 days later, I come home after my days off, and I had the police at my house.
I mean, does that sound like a threat?
No.
I mean, it's not.
It sounds like nothing.
Just to make it clear what he's talking about, it's his Instagram bio. It says, I work for Disney ESPN. They're forcing all employees to get the jab or be fired. 9:30 is the deadline. Come see what happens. That's it. Not any sort of threat or anything, but that's what Disney tried to spin it into so they could send the cops to his house to intimidate him.
No.
I mean, it's not.
It sounds like nothing.
There's a time where you're told, you speak up, you risk everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You don't have proof of that.
But I can say my personal experience is everything else on that email is correct.
Yeah.
That's from my experience, especially the discrimination and the racism.
I'm glad you did, because now they can't run from it. And if they try to do something that runs you out of the building for no reason, then they're not going to get away with it.
So there you have it. That's just a little tease. You can see the entire 10-minute video. He ended up getting fired, basically. As soon as Project reached out for comment, they fired that dude. That's what ESPN did. They are being exposed for the racist pieces of garbage that they are. Bobby Burak, points out a couple other notable things like we talked about. The ESPN called the police on Adams after he sent a company-wide email expressing his concerns with the jab policy and racism towards certain employees. ESPN terminated Adams soon after Project Veritas tried to obtain a comment from ESPN's Human Resources Department. And of course, like we talked about, SEC reporter Alyssa Lang revealing someone behind the scenes aggressively complained to her about being white and hosting with 2 other hosts of the same color. This is ESPN, and I'm glad Veritas is finally putting some of this out there. Hopefully this can wake some people up. Because it is very clear to see what is going on at ESPN, that they only allow one frame of thought, that they only want to put one type of person in front of the camera, and they will do anything and everything, especially if there's any type of social media push behind that, to get you fired if you don't align. Let me know your thoughts about all this. Expose ESPN in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.